Hello, good day, everyone. Hello, good day, everyone. Thanks for waiting. I hope that you are doing pretty well today. Welcome and thanks to join us very much for today's webinar. My name is Giorgia Rossi and I am the International Sales Manager of GEXCEL. Our company is in the global market of 3D technology solution for more than 10 years. I won't be alone today. Here is Antu, our senior engineer and GEXCEL technical manager. Antu and I are going to present the GEXCEL open pit monitoring system to detect surfaces movements in open pit mine, glaciers and slopes. Few information before beginning. I apologize in advance if the connection would be a little bit slow, especially there would be a little bit of delay between our speech and what you are looking at the screen, because the network in these days is a little bit overload. If you are scared to lose something during the presentation, don't worry, because the presentation will be recorded. At the end of the event, you will receive the record. You can interact with us if you would like to have some questions, curiosity, anything you might desire to ask. Please fill in the chat box, or we will have some times for Q&A at the end of the presentation. Now, let's go quickly through today's agenda. We will see what is the OPMMS. We will have a brief introduction, underlining them the system benefits. We will try to enter inside the OPMMS workflow with the unique characteristic of the solution. We will also see the configuration and the compatibility of the system, and then together with two, we will go inside a real-time demo of the solution. What is this OPMMS, the Open Pit Monitoring System solution? It is a laser scanner-based monitoring system with integrated software. It is used to monitor surface movements in predefined regions of interest over the time. So open pit mine, glaciers and slopes can be now under a full control. I think that knowing what is going on in some sensible regions of interest helps the mines manager to do a lot of things. For example, to keep under control the surface's movements. Operators can customize monitoring frequency and notification threshold, and when the preset threshold is overtaken, the system sends an automatic alert to the supervisor. Another thing is that it's possible to check the mine's productivity, comparing the change detection and displacement measurements respect a reference scan. Further, post-processing analysis allow to compute the volumes variation as well. The last point that we would like to underline is that the manager can manage the risk and safeguard workers' environments, underlining the potential dangerous areas. So the risky areas will be reported to the supervisors, who can plan further on-site analysis with the geotechnical teams, engineers, or topographic surveyors. So how does the OPMMS solution work? The first step is the laser scanner setup. So the laser is mounted in a fixed position, and it is connected to the computer, and then it is needed to set up the schedule for the monitoring session. As you have seen in this slide before, we like doing things easier, and so the software interface is really simple, user-friendly, and easy understandable. And also the on-site setup is very quick and simple. You don't have to do a lot of operation to set up the system on site. It's very smart, and we try to avoid time-consuming operations. Then the user can set the scanning agenda, fixing the threshold, organizing the scanning frequency. And in the scanned area, it is possible to define the region of interest, what we normally call ROI. All the further displacement and the surface movements will be calculated based on the reference ROI. But that's not all. OPMMS supports multiple regions of interest, so multiple areas can be under control. We will see later, together with two, that in the same scan, it is possible to define more ROI to keep under control. But what happens if the user wants to change the reference scan during the monitoring activity? Well, don't worry. Previous data can be used to create new monitoring timelines. The user can so add an intermediate reference scan, and then he can switch the output page between the very first reference scan or the others added during the monitoring. The laser scan data is also saved and available for further analysis, measures, as well as easy exportable to other applications. It is also possible to compute and compare, for example, the volumes of the moved material, extract scans profile, and contours. Then, going back to the workflow, each acquisition of the same ROI is so compared to the baseline scan. The movements across these multiple areas are detected, and if the threshold that we have set before is overtaken, automatic alert notifications are reported to the supervisor by email or by SMS, so that the supervisor, wherever he is, can always get the information about what is going on the site. The way of getting the result is very quick, and we can have an immediate understanding of the change respect the last acquisition. The color change classes defined in the session properties are clearly mapped onto the scan image, which allows to inspect qualitatively the entity of the change and immediately locate the movements in the field. Then the statistic, in the other way, quantifies the changes in the histogram, representing the distribution of the points in the displacement classes and providing an estimate of the cumulative area for each class. In the lower part of this screen, there are also two important graphs that represent the evolution of the monitoring. One is the displacement rate, and the other one show the minimum, maximum, average, and standard deviation of the event. But don't worry, I don't want to anticipate more on this reports, because I'd like that you will enter in details in this report in a few minutes with the two. Going back to our workflow, when we have received the alert reports, the supervisor can plan further site analysis and so evaluate the site risk itself. As you see, the workflow is very simple, is very straight, is very smooth. Let me just provide you some information about configuration and compatibility. The OPMMS standard configuration is composed by a rugged and powerful computer, where the software platform is pre-installed, and the Teledyne Optec M3 rugged and long-range laser scanner. If you might need on demand, it's possible to have also a control unit, but this is on demand. OPMMS is also compatible with the Teledynoptic Polaris long-range laser scanner. Now, let me now please pass the floor to Tu. Tu, can you join us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you. Now, I will pass the floor to you so that, guys, you can have a direct experience of the OPMMS. Let me please give the control to Tu.
Okay, so I see it. So it should work now.
Okay, we can see it.
Okay, thanks, Georgia, for this brief introduction, and good day to everyone. Here's Tu, and I'm excited to experience with you a real-time session of OPMMS solution. I would like to start from the latest things that Georgia has shown you, the result that we can achieve. This is a data set acquired in a mining site which is located in the northern Italy. In this active session, two has been the main goals. Analyzing the change detection of the site was the main consideration, and eventually computing the volume variations. After running these monitoring sessions, here is what the OPMMS recorded on the site. In this output page, here in these monitoring sessions, only one ROI was created to monitor the change in this working area. This ROI was created from the panoramic view of the laser scanner at its position. Other ROIs, as we have seen before with Georgia, could be also created in the same panoramic view, and would be also listed here with respect to the specific needs of each site. The possibility to set multiple ROI is a big advantage because there could be other interested areas which would be needed to be monitored, and by well defining ROIs, it also speed up the analysis. Instead of scanning and analyzing the complete area, it means focusing only on the important areas. Then below here, this is the timeline of the active monitoring sessions, which simply display the time information when each monitoring sessions was acquired. From this timeline, I can set any point in the past to be as the reference of the analysis compared with the latest scan on the site. And let's go down a little bit here, where both qualitative and quantitative result of this ROI will be displayed. On the left here, let me enlarge this image. This is the ROI, which defined from the full panoramic view of the laser scanner. From this image, by the color mapping, we can recognize qualitatively where there are changes and movements in this field, which are clearly mapped on this scan image. And next to the right in the middle here, this histogram quantifies the changes in this ROI, representing the value of displacements and the cumulative area where the displacement happens in the field. From the value of displacements and its areas, on-site experts can evaluate risks. Then further actions can be taken to respond to the event. All the detailed information is listed on this table on the right here. There are other two important graphs which help us to simply keep track of the change in terms of displacement on site. On the left here, the speed of change was recorded in the displacement rate, which plots the average displacement in time. And besides, there's also a graph which displays the relation between displacement statistic recorded by the system, including minimum, maximum, average, and standard deviation of the events. As I mentioned before, we can set a new reference point in this timeline for any interested analysis. Those graphs and image will change accordingly. These are the information that the alarm reports and that can easily get by email or on the phone via SMS. Let me now move to another monitoring sessions that contains more ROIs. And let me show you, here is all the alarm history will be listed. Here in this page, users can review any sent alarms to see what happened in the past and correspondingly go back to the output page with the detailed information. So by organizing in this way, all the analysis results and sent alarms are smartly linked together. Interesting, isn't it? So you had a quick overview about the possible achievable outputs with single and multiple ROIs, but how is it possible to achieve this kind of results? And the main question, is it hard to get them? To reply to these questions, let me talk a bit about the OPMMS workflow. This is the interface of OPMMS at the very beginning. So at this stage, the solution allows users to classify the level of access and control to the OPMMS with registered accounts. For example, a site manager can access to create a new monitoring sessions and modifying existing ones. On the other hand, other users with lower level of management can only access and check the results and also to see if everything is working properly. And let me go directly to the workflow. So once arriving to the site, the laser scanner will be attached on a tripod or a fixed pier, then will be simply connected to the OPMMS computer by an Ethernet cable. First, the OPMMS will acquire a full panoramic view of the monitoring site from its position. This will provide a general view of the site and also the distance of objects on site with respect to the laser scanner. Then the user will define ROIs in this monitoring area from the view. Here, a new ROI. So rectangular can be, this rectangular can be freely drawn. And by doing this way, we tell the software the area or areas that will be monitored by the system from the full panoramic view of the laser scanner. And you can also see here, a smaller one with the green color, they are existing ROI. So just to show you how easy it is to create a new ROI, but let me delete the new one because my OPMMS computer is not connected to a laser scanner, and I will continue the workflow with the existing one. So after defining the ROIs, baseline or reference data should be acquired. From this baseline, all the data will be acquired during this monitoring session will be analyzed with this reference as default setting. Any other reference point can be defined or set in the output page to get your desired result, as I showed you at the beginning. And in the next step is to set the classification of displacement, which will be displayed in terms of color mapping and histogram as shown in the output page. These classes can be modified or customized for specific needs of any site requirements. And here in this interface, there is target areas, which is a smaller area inside a ROI can be also created. With this function, higher level of monitoring details will be applied in these monitoring sessions. So after classifying the range classes in this page, which alarms will be sent, will be defined here with respect to the range classes and the area threshold here, and customized actions and email contents for each range classes could be modified directly here as well. And the last simple step is to set a schedule for these monitoring sessions, and here there will be the summary of what we have set to the monitoring session. So finish setting up all the monitoring sessions. Here, just simply click on this run button to run the monitoring sessions. So it's very easy and simple to set up the systems. We just need to bring it on site, connect the laser scanner and the OPMMS computer together, then tell the solution where we want to monitor and set a schedule of work for it. Then in case of any events, alarms will be sent by emails or SMS. Actions will be taken by on-site experts. Time is an important parameter with whom we are always facing, and in my opinion, in mining site, time is more sensible than ever. So being easy, quick, and user-friendly become important prerogatives from the on-site setup till the post-processing data analysis. And most of our users like OPMMS for these characteristics. I will still get few minutes of your time, guys, to present some of our users located in Lesotho, India, and China. Even in so different parts of the world, the problems that they are facing are very common each other's. All of them have been being followed up directly by us since the system installation and technical support. I'm personally following up some of them with very great positive feedback and smart suggestions that help up in improving the OPMMS solution. So, well, I think that we have almost finished our time today. So, hey, Georgia, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, great. I wonder if we have some time for quick Q&A sessions.
Yes, of course. We have some minutes, and yeah, we have some questions, so we can directly go through the question. Okay, so one guy is interested to know which is the laser scanner range.
Okay, so with very specific requirement of a mining site, the range of a laser scanner to be used for this application should be very long, and with the laser scanner which is designed for this solution, it can have the range up to 2,000 meters, so it can cover almost all the mining site.
Yeah, because normally in open pit the distance are something that are really very huge, and so
Yeah.
yes. Then someone is asking, can I set more email for sending the alarm, or can I set only one email?
Yep. So as I showed before, there are different range classes. So for each different range classes, you can set or customize email for each of that classes. So you can set different email for different level of alarms.
Okay, fantastic. Then it is possible to get also a PDF report of the alerts.
Yes, you can directly print out from the output page, so you can get the PDF report from that.
Okay. Then I think the last two questions. Here, someone is concerned also if we support, in case, I mean, someone would buy, you know, the solution. Someone is asking, but do you support me in the installation and then in the configuration, and you provide training and so on?
Yeah, as I mentioned in this last slide, that we support our user from the very beginning when the system will be installed, and for all the lifetime of the product, we will also provide us technical support, and of course, the training at the very beginning should be also taken by us directly. So you don't need to care about that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is a little, I think I'd like to underline this because, of course, you are not alone. And Tu has taken care about the installation and the training of the system. So don't worry, he's our technical manager responsible for the OPMMS. So you won't be alone, guys. Absolutely not. The last question, I think, can I use my PC? I can reply on this. Well, normally not, because what we provide is a solution that is pre-installed on a computer that is very powerful, but I'd like to underline but, we know that working in mining field could be hard and difficult. So in case you guys might have some specific requirements and specific needs in terms of the computer that you need, sorry, to use, please talk to us. Explain your needs to, and together we can find a way to customize also the computer configuration. So don't worry to ask us, but because in case of specific need, we can customize the computer that we can provide with the OPMMS. I think that for today's it's all. In case you guys might have other details, question, curiosity, please feel free to contact us, and we will follow up. Also, much more details from the technical session. Don't worry, Tu would be more than pleased to support you. Tu, thank you very much for your explanation.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you guys for attending, and keep in touch, and have a nice day, and have a nice day to everyone. Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.